I will say this. Y'all will notice that I'm going to sing with the demo because I can't talk. I've been like this for 4 days. David's been lucky. I haven't argued at all. I feel fine, but my throat is not good. And my grandma Prather would be furious with me if I didn't get up here and sing for her. So I'm singing with a whole lot of backup today because she would be furious with me if I didn't. So, number one, make sure.
There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. To our bountiful Father above, we will offer our tribute of praise for the glorious gift of His love and the blessings that hallow our days in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. We shall meet on that beautiful shore.
My mother was Rosemary Hall Prather. Her parents passed away when she was very young. And she had a hard life, but she was a strong-willed person. We was raised on a farm, and, they always saying that men work from sun up to sundown, and a mother's work is never done. And that was the type of mother I had. She worked just like we did all day long. She took care of us. She fed us. And she worked like we did all day long to get all the time. She was a loving person. If Kristie could talk, Kristie could tell you some tales because Mom had a hard time. She kept Kristie when she was little. and Kristie's got some tales that she can tell about my mother. But like Alfred and Tommy said, I'm sure each one of us in here can recall the spankings that we got and the switches that we got. But my mother would make you go get the switch yourself and bring it back to her. And one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was on the way back, I took the switch and I broke it in several different pieces. And when she started spanking me with it, it fell apart. That was a mistake. The next one she went and got was big as my thumb. And where I normally ran around and around hollering in a circle so it wouldn't hurt, I couldn't get away from that big stick. But she was a hard worker. We left the farm and moved to town. She got a job at the old hospital over here on Graham Holdale Road. A lot of you don't even remember it being a hospital there, but there was. And she worked there as a nurse's aide up until she retired. But she was an independent person. She lived by herself. She passed away when she was 84 years old. She still lived by herself. And if she got sick and the doctor said, you need somebody to stay with you, they didn't stay long. Or when she went over to Irene's to stay a couple of days, and she was back home. And she was independent. Chocolate pies. She made the best chocolate pie I've ever ate. Nobody in the family has ever been able to duplicate it. Irene's daughter, Patsy, probably comes as close as anyone to making a chocolate pie like Mama made. Kristie told the story. Mama, we lived in the old big two-story house behind the fire station over here on Graham and Hopedale Road. And Mama would make the fireman pies. And she made the chocolate pie, and she set it out there for it to cool, and she's going to, let the firemen have it. Well, Kristie seen one of the firemen come over and get it, so she runs in the house and tells Mama the fireman then stole the pie. So another time, Kristie then slipped over there to the fire station. They let her come down the fireman's pole, and Mama caught him just as she came down the pole. So that was a little tough. But like I said, my mother was a loving person, and she took care of us. And I know one day in the by and by, I'll see her again, because she knew the Lord and she loved the Lord. And we'll all see her again. And my wife thought more of my mother than she did her own mother, because of the way my mother was. She was a precious lady, and she loved my wife. Thank you.